Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I am back with some Ammonites with a twist. These were sent to me from Chris from Red Hot Moulds. Now, Chris is Resin Ace on YouTube as well, so all of the details will be down below. I'm not affiliated, I won't earn commission, but I will leave the details for Chris's Etsy if you would like to get yourself a pack of Ammonite inlays. These are glorious. You would have seen me use these before on my channel, but I have just been sent a brand new pack. Thank you so much to Chris. I'm going to be using them, of course, in epoxy resin. You can use them in your eco pouring mediums. You can use them by laying them into your product or laying them onto the mold before pouring your product. So many possibilities. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. This pack comes with a variety of sizes, all of which vary from small all the way up to medium. They won't all necessarily fit in what I'm doing today, but I'm going to use as many as I can. First up, I've got this 9 pendant heart mold. Now, only 3 of these fit comfortably within these hearts. So it was time to grab another mold. This mold is from Amazon, whereas this mold is from Moulds and Shapes. It's my absolute go-to favorite pendant mold from Moulds and Shapes. Again, it's a 9 cavity. Again, the biggest inlay doesn't fit these either, so I'm going to be able to use the next 2 sizes though, which is really great. So all in all, we will have 5 results from today's video. Anyway round, Claire, it really doesn't matter. I can see me there moving them to, change orientation. So again, we're going to do just 5 pendants using these inlays. And then I want to try something that I saw Wendy from Toonpish Crafts try on her channel. Well, she didn't try, she did it and she smashed it, and I absolutely loved the results. But we're just going to do things a little bit differently and see if it works that way as well. So gloves are on, mask is on. The resin I'm using in today's video is the Let's Resin resin, and I'm just measuring it out in my calibrated cup. It's equal parts AB, 1:1, so easy to use. And once I've mixed it up, we can get to pouring. Now, it's worth mentioning at this point, my craft room was about 385,000 degrees. So at the moment, the Let's Resin resin honestly was like water on this particular day. So if you are thinking, wow, that looks really watery, it really was, because my craft room was so hot. Now, I cut out the footage of me just pouring it in, but I've just poured halfway in all of the molds, and I've used my heat gun just to give them another quick little blast for good measure, making sure that there's no air pockets in there. Now, these inlays, guys, they are so beautiful, and of course they are Ammonites, so they've got so much intricate detail. I want to make sure that I'm not getting any air trapped in there. I don't know if this was the right way to do things or not, but also something I learned from Wendy at Toonpish Crafts was to spray things with alcohol before you put them in resin. So that's what I did. I sprayed each and every Ammonite with isopropyl alcohol prior to lifting some resin out and on to the Ammonite. And this way I'm thinking, by the time I've bent it over like a taco and placed it down in my resin, we can only hope. We can only hope that no air was trapped in the process of laying these down. Now, how you lay them, where you lay them, is entirely up to you. I've got so many ideas for these inlays. But again, I just repeated the process. I sprayed them with isopropyl. I dragged some resin out of the molds and onto the Ammonite, making sure that all of those gorgeous crevices are filled with resin before I bend them in half like a taco and lay them face down in the resin. Now, again, you can do this the other way around if you want. If you can hear the birds, they're very loud in my garden right now, but they say hello. Any way you want. You can put them in your mold first and then pour on top and peel them out afterwards. It really just depends on what look you're going for, and I think that would look really gorgeous as well if you lay them in the mold, dust the whole mold and the Ammonite with your powder, and then pour black, and then you've got a concave version of the Ammonite when you peel it out, and it would just be equally beautiful. As for the hearts, I poured them near to the top. I didn't want to pour to the very top, but here we are. It was very hard with the little one. The little one was super fiddly, and of course I've got resin on my gloves at this point, so I was just trying not to drop it in a place I didn't want it to be. Really, it was a repeat process, so I'll save you. I mean, it literally was eat, sleep, repeat. spray, resin, flip them, put them in, and it just was a bit repetitive at this point. At this stage, I had actually poured resin into the bottom cavity of the Molds and Shapes mold, and I thought, you know what, let me just rest the largest ammonite down, just rest it. It's not going to fit, we'll just rest it on there. And I've done this before, and I know that the results are not pretty, guys, so don't do this. This was a complete waste of time. It doesn't come out great. It didn't come out great because at the end of the day, all this does is creates a imprint of what I can only describe as a maggot. We're not going for maggots today. Not today. Any other day is fine. You can see here. Or an orange segment. It does actually look quite like an orange segment. But yeah, it took me a minute to get these out. I did have to use a cocktail stick to aid with the peeling back of the ammonites. It's such a good, solid, strong silicone rubber that is used for these. So yeah, trying to get a grip on them was a bit tricky, but using the cocktail stick, I was able to gently get down around the sides just to break the seal. Once you've broke the seal between the silicone and the resin, it's all good. They just pop straight out, and look at these results. You know, right now, as they are on their own, they would make absolutely beautiful pendants. You know, you do have to then attach a bail or a clasp or a screw eyelet, which you will then see because they're clear resin. So, but even still, beautiful right now as they are, nothing else added. But of course we're adding. Now I'm going to be using a combination of chameleon powders, mica powders, ethereal flakes. It's all going in. Now again, this was something I got from Wendy from Toonpish Crafts. So, well, the powders as well as the idea. These are the Tiny Turner chameleon powders from Emma Cook. That was sent to me by Wendy from Toonpish Crafts. I'm not using just these in today's video, but Wendy's idea that she recently did was to dust a whole entire mould with a really solid chameleon powder from Emma, and then use a hunker-chunker tape, sellotape, to take off some of the powder, leaving almost like a crackle effect. When you pour the black, there was a crackle effect, and honestly, I just loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely need to try that. So I figured I'd have a play today. Now this colour here was the intense, not this one in my hand, dark matter. This is the Ethereal Flakes Dark Matter, but that dark blue was the intense chameleon powder from Let's Resin. So again, I'm using a combination from different places. This stuff intrigues me. Like, I very rarely use ethereal. This isn't the Ethereal Flakes, this is the Ethereal Powder. I could barely see it. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. It's like, is that even going on? Is that even a colour? Yeah, very rarely used it. I could see pink, I could see purple, I could see blue. I could see violet sky. There's a song in there somewhere. And this one here, the final one, is just pale pink mica powder, standard basic from Estoyo. It's not chameleon, it's nothing extra, it's just mica powder. Now, this is where I wanted to try Wendy's trick. Now, I wasn't sure at this point if it would work because I'm not backing these in black. I'm doing something a bit different. And yeah, I wasn't sure if this would again be a fruitless exercise, but I thought, you know what, we're here. We've got all the time in the world. Why not try it? Like, what's the worst that could happen? They'll still be pretty. That was my theory. So this is what Wendy did. She literally got a scrunched up bit of tape. She used duct tape, but I don't have any. And just removed some of the powder from the flat edge. And that's what I'm doing here. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get some kind of crackle, like a crackle effect. You can see it here really clearly. Did the job, worked great. Packing tape worked absolutely great to take some of that mica off and give me a pattern. But because I'm not backing these in black, I'm not sure at this point if they'll even be effective. But this is what we have. This is what we're working with. And I was still really worried about the ethereal powder, guys. I can't lie, I just couldn't even see it on there. It was like I dusted and dusted and dusted, and yeah, I just still couldn't see it. So Guys, we are backing these with neon pink. We are filling the Ammonite cavities with black epoxy resin, and then the rest of them are going to get hit with some neon pink resin. I don't know why I come back to neons. I don't know. I feel like I need to do my nails in neon next time. What do you guys think? Neon nails? Let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, here it is. This is the Chamblers. Guys, I only showed it on the screen 2 seconds ago. Can't remember the name. Purchased myself from Amazon. They are stunning powders, and yeah, they do a whole array of neons. So again, the Ammonites are getting a little bit of black. The rest of them are going to be neon. I'm not waiting for the black to cure before I pour the neon. I figured if anything, it will add some kind of blur or cool effect if the black comes up and out into the pink. Wasn't sure what to expect, wasn't sure if it was going to do that. I didn't know. I really just, yeah, who knows, right? And plus, resin does what resin wants anyway, so I just figured I would just have a play and go with it. Pouring the black into the Ammonites, I was very careful not to dome them. I didn't want them domed. I didn't want too much in there. I wanted a slight dip down as they went in, because I figured then the pink would travel into the black and not the black into the pink too much. But if it does, I feel like black and neon pink might give us some really cool, crazy results. But yeah, here we are. Next up, the rest of that resin that I had left over has gone into the pink, just because I felt like I definitely needed more pink than I did black. And we're about to pour the pink. Again, I'm not waiting for the black to cure, because yeah, I just didn't want to. I I wanted to see what would happen if we don't wait. Here we are. Really quite a straightforward process from here on in, just pouring in and around those edges. And again, because we're using neon pink, I really didn't know what to expect with that Wendy hack, you know, with the tape. Just didn't know if it'd be worth it. I wanted something there, but I didn't want full coverage. So I still want to see the pink, which is why I took some of the powder off with the tape. But whether or not it would show up or be even worth your time, backing them in black would undoubtedly give you the crackle effect that Wendy had. The results in her video were just stunning. She made a bowl, completely different surface to these, you know, much bigger surface. You're definitely going to see it then. But yeah, I started to worry at this point. Much like most of my videos, let's all be honest with each other. I started to worry at this point. I thought, oh gosh, you know, I really am moving that black around quite a lot. So I was worried that I'd made a mistake here and that I really should have waited for the black to cure, because the black looks like it has come out and exploded. And of course, why wouldn't it? You know, why wouldn't it? It's black. Black resin takes over, dominates everything we do. So yeah, this is it. This is where we're at, and this is 24 hours later. And first up is the pink basic mica. And this is beautiful. Like, I don't usually back really pale pink mica with black, because I would think it would send it black. It wouldn't work. It definitely doesn't look pink. We've got a combination of a stunning purple stroke silver result with this one. Really, really pretty. Now this one, honestly, apart from the fact that the black seeped out, can we talk about this? This is the ethereal powder. The powder that I couldn't even see. I couldn't see it. I dusted and dusted and dusted. I was like, is this see-through? Like, ethereal powder. Emma Cook Tiny Turners ethereal powder. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. My eyes almost couldn't really work out what I was seeing. And I'm not going to lie, when I demolded, I was like, what colour did I use in this one? I don't remember using the dark blue twice. Guys, I'd completely forgotten. It was the ethereal. Now, here are the hearts. Now, first up, yes, the black came out. The black didn't come out in a pretty way, guys. It didn't say, let me blend beautifully with this pink. It said, no, let me just grow out the side like an unwanted visitor and a spot on our face. Like, I was not happy. I was like, oh no, why did it come out like that? But still pretty, still super, super cute and gorgeous because they're ammonites and they're in hearts, and I'm not taking anything away from it. This is where I started to see Wendy's technique. It definitely worked. It definitely was, yeah, it was visible. It was visible, and that's what I was worried about, that it wouldn't be visible at all. This one here is almost jet black, so I do give you a close-up in a second. But that was the intense chameleon powder from Let's Resin. And I mean, it's intense. It looks black almost. So yeah, this is one of those that I just dusted the Ammonite, and you can definitely see the crackle effect that I practically stole with gratitude from Wendy from Toonpish Crafts, but it definitely has not come out. It hasn't come out on all of them, but these colours are genuinely, like, they're almost electric at this point. They almost glow. It looks like I've flicked a switch and they're lighting up. I can't explain it. My eyes, if they look intense on screen, that's exactly how intense the colours were in real life and are in real life. I couldn't wrap my head around how the neon had responded to the powders as well. This one is the most plain, but it's very, very pretty. There's no getting away from that. It's really, really pretty. But again, that was the really plain mica. This one is as intense in real life as you are seeing on screen. Like, my camera is doing this justice. The colours were wow. Shocked and blown away by the fact that the ethereal flakes turned this colour when black was put behind them. Make it make sense. Like, what alchemy is that? Like, I think this one is so crazy. It looks neon. Of course, we've used neon pink, but it looks electric. It looks like a light. I can't explain what my eyes were seeing. Yeah. Multi-dimensional is another word. Like, just gorgeous. Should I have waited for that black to cure? Yes. 100%. Just don't do it again. I won't do it again. And I would say to you guys, go easy. And maybe you don't do it either, depending on what you're doing, obviously. But if you're doing this directly from this video, just wait for the black to cure. If I had polyurethane, maybe I would have used the polyurethane, but I don't have any anymore. Need to get some. But the colours on these are wow. The colours are wow. That ethereal powder, I can't wrap my head around it, so I'm still talking about it. But that one has come out like red and pink, and I think that is what is crazy. The neon has worked with the powder as well and made it look red almost, and turned the Ammonite into a dark bluey, purpley. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. Alchemy is a wonderful thing. Chameleon powders are just magic. The inlays worked an absolute dream. Thank you so much to Chris at Red Hot Moulds for sending the inlays over to me. I've already got so many from previous years, and I cannot wait to try them in something completely different using eco-pouring mediums. And yeah, I really massively appreciate it. The results are wildly electric in colour and so vivid, so bright. Not exactly what I would have wanted. I definitely didn't want all of those black areas to come out like that. I thought they'd blend a little bit more and give me something a little bit more, oh, that's pretty, instead of, no, absolutely not. But I really, really love them. I hope you feel inspired in some way, even by the beautiful inlays that I've used. I will leave the details down below if you want to go grab those on Etsy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.